Okay. I went out and did things today. Um, I interacted with a person, which I don't normally do. It's interesting. I, it was interesting. Um, I, I, I don't, I'm very awkward with other people. I'm all weird right now as a result, but, um, you know, I went to a record store and I got, I got some stuff. I found some really cool stuff. I also, from this person that um, I didn't get this from him, but I dropped this, up there, which is, actually, I actually really like this album of Blink-182's. Anyway, I got this, the, Green Day Australian Good Riddance single. It has, Rotting, Suffocate, and You Lied. Rotting, I don't think is on any other official release aside from this. I'm not sure though, which is interesting because it wasn't even on Shenanigans. I don't think it was on. I don't think it was on Nimrod, was it? Yeah, no, it's not on Nimrod. So I can only get the Nimrod thing tattooed, but I don't want to get yellow tattooed on me. I don't know, maybe just the word Nimrod. But anyway, I got some stuff, and my dog is asking for attention. Oh, the bag ripped. That's fine. I got Health's new album, which is, I love Health. I found a bootlegged Marilyn Manson concert, from South America. I found these two little publications. This is, I have another edition of this one, but, oh. Okay, cool. That's good to know. They have a phone number on the back. I'm gonna call it. Anyway, the main really cool thing I found, in my opinion, was this. Dita Von Teese's book. I like Dita Von Teese. She's cool. And not just because she was married to Marilyn Manson. I find her career very cool. I like, the aesthetics of, like, old, like, burlesque fashion and stuff. I find that, I find there to be a lot to appreciate in those aesthetics. And probably a very interesting way, but yeah, my dog's trying to do things. Anyway, yeah, I'm in a weird mood, I guess, as a result of things. It's weird. I'm ecstatic right now because I'm talking about things that I found cool and stuff. But it's like whenever I was there, it's like I'll be there, but then it's like, don't assume that I'm always with you. It's just where my mortal body happens to be. You know, I exist mostly in my own head, and it kind of makes it a bit awkward. And what? Anyway, that's about all. So, yeah. Also, I find it, actually, this is actually kind of funny. So, Money Money 2020 is an album by The Network, which is not Green Day. So they released a second album in 2020 called Money Money 2020 Part 2, We Told You So, which is this album right here. Anyway, I find it interesting that that's the name of their band, and then it's kind of similar to, like, the name of the oligarchical monopoly corporation in Running Man. You know? So, yeah. just interesting things. I do need to probably do something about my brain, though. It's definitely... Oh, I thought this said reprise on that book. It's weird, and it probably shouldn't be like that, but I don't know, I think maybe just repetition, because, you know, there's not really, like, if I were to do something about it, like, the only remedies would be, like, medicinal, which would just create a flat affect, and I hate flat affects. It kind of kills things, so really, it's, you know, I just have to kind of go ahead and with it, you know, in spite of hating it. And, you know, just one spoon at a time. So, yeah. And now my dog's having fun. So, yeah. Mundane extremes. Mundane madness. That's what this is. It's actually really interesting, because I don't, like, I might go over this once after I record it, but, like, I won't ever touch this again, probably. But it's interesting, because, like, you know, like, the whole idea of mundane madness was just, like, you know, everything's fucked, and it's like, I was trying to document moving to Chicago and stuff, and that obviously, you know, at the moment didn't work out. For better or worse, I don't know. I guess that's still being seen. But yeah, I'm about one little inconvenience away from just quitting my job, and kind of just saying fuck it. And honestly, I really should. I really should just say fuck it. But I do kind of need to hold out a bit, because there are other things in the works and going on that it would be kind of counterintuitive, you know, because it's like, as much as I hate working there at this point, you know, it's like there's nowhere else that responds to applications, you know. It's like, I've applied dozens of times over to other places, and it's like, just to make enough money to, like, get by. It's like, you know, the only really thing that works is, you know, something like DoorDash, but I don't have a car, so I can't really do that. And you know, I don't make money off of the things I write and shit, so, and that's fine. I don't try to. I don't like, if it's an actual book, I can understand paying for it, but I don't understand putting, like, paywalls in front of things online. It's like, either put it out as an actual publication, because then it would make sense to buy it, because then it has, like, you own the copy of it, like, you get your money's worth. If you just buy something from, like, a website like, what's a website? Fucking, there's just any website where you can get books and publications and stuff. It's like online academic journals, like I forget what it stands for, JOSTR, that one. Or the National Health Institute stuff. It's like, you know, it's like, fucking, like, it's not yours. It's the same as, like, streaming music or movies. Like, you can pay for a movie on Amazon Prime, but that doesn't mean shit, because Amazon Prime could lose the licensing to it and have that movie taken off its platform. And yeah, you bought the movie, but they did not own the movie, so you technically no longer own it on that platform, and you just wasted your money. If that makes sense. But, you know, just kind of is what it is. I'm also looking for a new pair of sunglasses, because these ones are kind of getting old. Though I do like these ones. You know. But I don't really wear them anyway, so it's kind of like... whatever. I finished writing for Macy's Day Parade finally. I think. I don't know. I'm probably gonna... I'm unsure of what to really do right now, to be honest. So it's kind of just like... I'm... You know, just one spoon at a time, because, you know, my head's being weird, but, you know, that can be gone through. And as long as I don't do anything stupid and rash as much as I want to or feel I should, I'll be fine, you know? Like, I just have to, you know, consider it all before doing anything. Which I guess might be part of the problem, is just there's too much delegation rather than application of things. But, you know, it's also kind of like, well, you know, I whatever it is about my personality, I will delegate on even the smallest thing. So, you know, being told, you know, don't think too much about it, just do it, you know, do or do not, there is no try. It's like, well, actually, yeah, there is, you know, like, I can, you know, I have a really, you know, as my friend Shane Bugby always says, you know, I have an impeccable imagination, you know, I can imagine most things, so it's like, I have, you know, it's like, and I guess it's probably my own head getting in the way at the same time, but it's like, you know, it's a very reductive streak, and it's like, you know, it's, you know, I can play all this into my head, and it's like, well, why would I actually do that, you know, like, okay, I thought about it, and that's cool, but why would I actually do that, you know? I've already thought of all of it, you know, I've already considered all of it. You know, it's just over analyzing to the point of, you know, it's just pointless reductionism at a certain point. But, you know, I'm one spoon at a time. That, you know, as much as it might suck or whatever, but, you know, just, you know, I'm, you know, as much of a platitude as that really is, you know, it's like, it is what it is, you know. It's like that movie with Bill Murray, What About Bob, where he plays, I think he's a schizophrenic, I'm not sure, where Bill Murray plays a schizophrenic, or he has something wrong with his head, and so he has a fish on his, he carries a fish around with him. It's a funny movie. It's a comedy movie, but it's also really interesting how it depicts things, because instead of him being insane, he drives his therapist insane. Like, so he shows up completely unwarranted to his therapist's vacation, and, you know, the family of the therapist, they absolutely start to adore him. They're like, oh, he's like so sweet, and, you know, the therapist is like, fuck off, you know. And it gets to the point where at the end of the movie, he's engaged to his therapist's sister. His therapist goes catatonic and is like just completely shut down and like cannot, I don't know. Anyway, the theme of that movie is, part of that is sort of the one spin at a time thing. It's a good movie too. And also, The Neverending Story, only the first one is good. The second one is okay. The third one is fucking shit. Then there's some Star Wars movies that yeah, focusing on around Endor, and those are actually really good. Those little shorts, they're really good in my opinion. And also I don't really like the original Clone Wars like series. Like it's I don't know. I don't really like that one. I like I guess I like the less 2D one. Though I don't think I'll watch. I might watch them again. I don't know. I'm just sort of. I'm talking to myself to just sort of process everything, and just sort of how it works. But I have the new Health album, and yeah, I I'm still breathing, and yeah. I think I don't know. I don't know if anything can be made out of all these little bits of recording that I've done, because it's really just me talking to my reflection and to myself, and with at least they're admittedly, it's like I do like it when people say things to it, but it's also kind of like it's mainly just for my own head, and with a small I guess small hope, as much as I hate the word hope, that like it it could get interaction in some sort of interesting way, like like I saw that phone number right there. I'm gonna call that number now. It's interesting, because that's kind of, it's something. It's interesting, and I undoubtedly have enough writings and ideas that frankly, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Grandiosely. It's just a matter of whether I actually can or not, according to my own head. But I think I don't want to say I think I'm getting it, because everything I think I know just ends up being static in the radio.